That's what all of our semi-finals have been here in the LPL. But as we come into day 2, our last semi-final, TOP and IG going up against each other. It was game 1 of the regular split, and now we'll see who can triumph over the other, that individuality. This is an aggressive start here from TOP. Speak of the devil, yesterday this was just the move from FPX, but right now straight to the blue buff.
So this is the point that I made coming into this, the possibility of just looking for a vertical jungling. Remember how TOP got completely smashed by EDG in the regular season when they were coming into the playoffs? It was because there was, enemy team forced vertical jungling, and it was, the duo lane just outright smashing Ben and Loken. It wasn't even like they couldn't do much about it either. In the same matchup as well. Because even if they play safely, they're losing turret plating. They're losing gold no matter what. So I want to see what we get out of Invictus Gaming. If last series was any indication of what's going to happen today, you got to see what was flawless in yesterday, trying to challenge vertical jungling. So he goes from buff to buff to see if he can stop you. I mean, if XX is just going to start on your buff, you really don't have much of an option.
That's right, maybe you can look for the contested Scuttle Crab. Nick starting on the red buff, XX is here as well, and the vertical jungling has begun. Now, we talked a little bit about the bottom lane matchup and how it was a winning matchup for TOP, and that just makes it look so good here for XX to kick things off.
Even Loken has cleanse in this matchup, so it just makes it so even that one Galio taunt that you think that can turn the tides in a 2v2 doesn't matter nearly as much. Of course, both supports running Ignite, and I think the most important one as well is just heal coming out from Jackalope. It's going to be hard to really time your heals if, Ben ends up getting the hook on you and starting out with the Ignite, then he really just nullifies the previous moves coming through. So already, starting that one off really well.
That's super rough. Ben started with the Flay as well, and the auto attacks just hurt Jackalope. To walk back in this lane means punishment or maybe even death. Ning's still going to ignore it, though. Of course, he's gone for the top side of the map.
Red side, Rek'Sai is such a pain in the butt for any top laner. Just being able to tunnel past that thick wall of the top lane, he can just cut right through the blue side jungle and make it hard. And one thing you saw yesterday was Gimgun on the Kennen. And so you can't dive me because I still have that stun. It's so much easier to dive at Jace, but we'll see another opportunity here. Let's
go. Try and get something done, but in essence, lands to the bottom lane, heal and flash as well. So we go to the top side of the map, and Ning is down 369, that's an easy kill. It goes to the Shy as well. Not good. XX needs to respond, so he goes to the bottom lane into Valhalla. The Ren takes him down into Flame. The flash, they trade off. Even better for Invictus Gaming.
So much better that Jackalope was the one that stayed alive and could pick up that entire cannon minion wave. So that was rough overall. TOP made the right call to look for the dive. I just think that Jackalope and Baolan played that out well.
Yeah. Loken will get a bit of turret plating as well. That's the retribution for the play, but as XX dies and has to come back, he'll be heading towards that bottom side again with the wave resetting.
But remember, that also meant a turret plating. So the strategy from TOP still stands. Ning has to do something about the pressure coming in from the bottom side of the map. We're going to just try to accelerate. Baolan being that low, excellent, easy target. But how do you get out of there? There is not really an option for anyone to be able to leave. Of course, the Lantern was not available there for XX for an opportunity to get out. No exit strategy, so just a clean kill. 2-1 here for Invictus Gaming.
Means they'll get the push off as well. As you said, Jackalope staying alive's big, but Ning being in the top side even bigger has not been spotted out.
Thankfully, he's full HP, has the corrupting potions to begin with as well. So already a good idea. If you are on the top side of the map and you're just going to be bleeding pressure, pick up biscuits. Just get as much HP as you can in some of these really poor matchups, because at the end of the day, as long as you can keep topped up, how does the Rek'Sai end up ganking you and come out alive? You have a high chance of trading back.
Good ward from 369. He sees the Rek'Sai, spots him out, and Ning is forced to leave, but comes back to the original point of how IG like to push the Shy so far ahead on the map. And for TOP, they've gone back to standardized jungling in XX, and Ning's going to back and probably do the same, as I've got a bit of time before the blue buff comes up.
I just want to see the timing in which Knight can actually leave a lane. It's really difficult for XX to get anything done in the bottom side of the map and through his dives if he doesn't have a partner in crime. Also needs some vision control leaning from mid to bottom side of the map, because a lot of the wards are actually just in favor of Invictus Gaming, so they should be able to see XX coming. So great defensive wards from Invictus Gaming while still being able to go top side and look for these ganks.
Ning can, with that vision line that's set up, feel pretty safe moving towards the bottom side here as well. Scuttle Crab to take, and I said before,
oh no,
vertical jungling has stopped down.
you already start seeing Rookie leaning towards the bottom side of the map. So this is getting tough for TOP. Their strategy is starting to shrink.
Yeah, Jackie Love Balan can move back to the river, being this even in the wave, but XX is sitting here waiting. Control means he's not going to be spotted, but they're playing it super safe in this
How long
lane.
has he been in there? All right, let's see if this turns into anything. Let's
Drop
go!
a wall, they spot him out, doesn't take the engage. Ben not in the position to land a death sentence.
Yeah, trying to play it all the way back. You know, just trying to feign that there's no pressure coming through. Okay, Ning sees you.
There's a tremor sense. I think XX spotted him out as well. Pings are going down.
But remember, LeBlanc just got the shove in, so now it should just be a 2v2. XX knows that this is coming.
Yeah. Ning's a level up as well, just to be granted, so there is more potential for damage. XX is going to back away. He's waiting, trying to play the reactive gank.
Playing this one incredibly smart. One thing that I've recognized from TOP is that in their last few series, especially the one versus Sino Dragons, I think that one speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Because I thought Sino Dragons came into that series incredibly smart. They came in with a great level 1 strategy. Oftentimes TOP actually started a few steps back behind in what the composition was trying to achieve, but they found creative ways back into the game. 369, you know, finding teleport options in the bottom lane. And then there were times where XX chose the best gank opportunity. And I think that's something that a lot of people kind of miss. When they look towards the stats for XX and say that's not nearly as good as Ning at times, and, you know, the jungle proximity doesn't showcase itself. But if we're just talking about pure efficiency of when he finds his ganks, he gets the kills.
It's also for TOP, I've noticed playing around the lack of information sometimes can be some of their strength, as Valheim just gets hooked in once again. Now, you look at this roster of TOP and you say, all right, cool. You know, everyone playing their styles, but in the mid lane, Knight starting to lose some of these trades. So the Rookie versus Knight matchup, not looking so good so far.
Almost got that chain. If he was able to land the chain, that's just Knight wanting to leave. You know, he already chugged his corrupting potions. I guess he was trying to find his way out. So let's just hope that's a good back timing from Knight. But we're finding our way up top lane. 369, I think you need help.
The shy flashes in. He's low health, trying to bait him in. Chilling's fine with the flash on Baron. They jump on top. 369 wants him, but can't find him. The corrupting potion was ticking away.
Found that time to get the last auto attack there. So the Shy comes out ahead. He's about to push a big minion in. Remember, 369 doesn't have teleport. That's not a cannon wave as well, so he's just going to lose the full wave.
What it's worth, he'll have... Oh, he hasn't actually leveled up the Realm Warp anyway, waiting for that level 11. So going to be walking back to wave. Denies a couple of minions, and the Shy is ahead. Ning is even ahead here in this jungle.
And just that hurts for Chase. Anyone who plays Chase knows that if you end up falling behind in these matches, yeah, exactly. You don't really have a way back into the game. It takes a lot of time, so you just want to be farming up. So every single time he walks up to the wave, he gets just throttled by the Rek'Sai. So it's just been good pressure here from Ning. And it's just been also incredibly defensive on the bottom side of the map, so the wards are just doing a lot of damage to XX, trying to find ways bot side.
XX now towards the top side of the map, seeing if he can mitigate some of the ganks that's coming through, but there is a dragon open and available here if Ning chooses to take it. Cloud to start us off. IG already have the gold lead on their back as well at 8 minutes in the game, so good pace here for Invictus Gaming.
What I would like to see coming out from XX, because Knight picked up his package, he also has his Hex Drinker, so he actually has a say now of where XX should be. You know, being able to apply pressure to the bottom side of the map and make Loken and Ben relevant in the composition. It's just so much harder because even with that window that he had, XX was top side of the map, didn't really get much done. I guess handed blew off towards Knight, so now if he goes back to the bottom side of the map, Rookie's going to push him in, find a good back timing, and the control wards that have been on the bottom side of the map since the beginning of the game just stay there.
However, looking towards the top side once again, sneaking into this lane. 369's had enough. He's 0-2 already, and this is not going to be spotted out.
This is one of those 0 and 10 games, man. And it's not of his own doing.
369.
He's trying to play it safe.
Where's the jungler?
Show yourself. Where are you?
The Shy's already a level up in this lane. Remember, no warning to be spotted out, but there is one if he goes in the first rush.
And my friends, Ning doesn't leave. All right, when he's in a lane gank, he just doesn't get away.
He really does, and he finds down Burrow once again. 369 does not have a flash. Not fair. Ning will pick up his second kill of the game. That's the third death of 369.
Another wave completely denied. So this is just painful to watch. I'm sorry, people out there, that you have to be able to go through. You're feeling the pain with 369.
What do you do if you're XX? Well, you go towards the bottom side. You do what a jungle Olaf can do at this point when he can't react to the top side of the map.
And you really need to have RNG on your side unless the 369 can get this trade off.
If he can find a solo kill, Knight brings TOP back into a very good point in this game, but just pushes out Rookie. He's going to rotate back while turret plating goes down on the top side.
Okay, would be kind of ambitious, but being able to push Rookie back to base would be wonderful.
Yeah.
That would be great. Here's the RNG that I want to see, because just trying to find an option, a way into the game, sometimes just praying to the gods and say, please force Rek'Sai to come bot side. Infernal Dragon, Mountain Dragon, anything. I guess this is his way in.
We'll do something. Hang on, nothing. Nick can actually solo kill. Void crushes over the mid laner. That's a solo kill for the jungle Rek'Sai now.
He is so fed. Actually, what can you do against the man?
He's already picked up Warrior Enchantment. This next back is going to give him something special as well. He's just on a roll for IG.
This is when draft at this point doesn't matter, because the Rek'Sai, or at least the Olaf that was picked into the Rek'Sai, traditionally does play well. The stats are just in favor of Rek'Sai now. He's doing so well in this portion of the game, has a level advantage as well. It's so difficult to ever track him because his control wards are in the river, so you even trying to push past that point, hard. Like, that ward that he had to place just in case they were going for the Rift Herald, that's just a death blow there. If he gets the Rift Herald, they go top lane, they push out that first turret, that would just get, no matter what, Rift Herald would just take the top lane tower, and then suddenly you have no idea where the Shy is. You can push the wave and start roaming at it through mid lane, or just look for a bottom lane gank as he's done when he's on the Scion pick, anything that can force engages.
Because Raj right now backing already has his first item, and it's going to be very penalizing if TOP find that fight with the Ryze in it this early on. Remember, he has Comet here in the Ryze, and Nick, actually for the first time, going to run into XX. The first time in this game, we might actually see an engage with both junglers involved.
All right, this is going to be a full committal. See Kaisa coming in too, so Invictus Gaming are prepared for this one.
Descent has just landed out. There's a Shock Blast combo, but it goes 369 so far behind. That Rookie takes it and really doesn't suffer at all. XX, however, takes the chain lashing and goes to half health.
Control ward where Rookie's sitting, so he can just keep looking for any bit of chunk. He gets XX or Knight again, then they just have to completely concede this top side.
Vision completely being denied here as Jackie Love has now moved over. The Shy's still here as well, so not technically a lane swap. We just got the 80 carry and top lane ready to get first turret.
Literally just traveled 500 miles. Jackie Love just made the one. Okay, here we go.
In 369, like I said, not a threat. Looking to engage him, but the Acathian range pushes him to half once again. He's going to back up. This is too much of a threat.
That's the thing. This is the Invictus Gaming special, because their whole goal is not to look for the kills post-laning phase through their lane pressure. They're essentially pulling you around, saying you have to defend your top lane turret, mid lane turret at the same time. While really the goal is to get the Rift Herald, the major objective behind everything. Because the best defense is a great offense. If you're just pushing so many times, then what chance does TOP have to really face you?
They're so impressive. I mean, Loken's just been real warped on. The death sentence again going short. There's first turret going down, nice and early for IG while plating's still available. And remember, Ning just got the Rift Herald, as we've been talking about. He can drop this mid and get the maximum value out of it before plating disappears.
You can already start seeing Jackie Love and Baolan rotating to the play. They have to make a response here. It will not take tower. I do not think that's going to be the case, but that's going to be a hell of a lot of gold coming through.
And look how many members are there to absorb it up, 80 for each. Ben goes wide once again. A couple of bits of plating before it expires, but there's just more damage on the mid lane turret.
You have to start thinking ahead. This has been the greatest attribute of Ben. Ben is a support player through many teams. I know Tabe knows him well, knows both supports well. Ben has been the type of support to be able to recognize, okay, there's so much action here, we cannot get completely engulfed in this. Recognize that the next play is going to be the next Dragon. Like, Mountain Dragon's going to be coming up in a minute 20. Start discussing that while the Rift Herald is smashing you up. So at least they can find a way back in. I think this would be a good opportunity. They do need to get their side lane in order.
How do they get control when Rookie's just taking the blue buff with Ning, while Ning's clearing out the bottom side of the jungle for XX? And while all this chaos was going on, XX was just power farming. Ning has caught up. That's how far ahead he is and how much control he has with that accelerated vision.
I would like to say the best shot TOP has at getting a pick would be through, of course, Thresh and the Kalista. Being able to find either Jacula, Baolan. If they get Baolan, I don't think they'll get the kill, but being able to chunk them, slow them down, they would have forced them back. It's a lot of gold, by the way. 1,120. A lot of that's in the pockets of the Shy, purely just off his top lane push.
So how, right now for Invictus Gaming, how far do you have to accelerate this pace? Because they look comfortable. They've got a Kaiser, they've got a Rise, it's so far ahead.
They got him.
Waiting for that pick that we talked about, but you can't go forward on that. They just have to back away.
There are some champion interactions that I'm not a fan of. I mean, there's a Jace in the game, so I think we'll see the second one.
Oh, yeah, that's painful. For some reason, can buff away absolutely anything that goes to the Rek'Sai. Might be able to go for a rookie. But that's just another turret going down. 369 has to respect the duo.
It's gonna be a lot of respect he's gonna have to pay across, pay his tax, pay his dues. I mean, like at this point, he is just gonna be trying to hopefully get some poke across. I do not think Invictus Gaming will take this fight. Galio is so far behind. He still has ultimate, so I guess there's that way back in. See if that's the case.
So Invictus Gaming ever say no? Well, again, no. Rookie's right in front of the pit. At 2K, 2.5.
Doubling
nearby
down
as well. Yeah, everyone in for the fight. Ning goes in. They don't get the steal away, but down for the fight on the backside. 369 forced to flash away as Ning gets low and taken out by Knight. But Balan gets the two-man shield of Duran. Chakula firing in the back of the pit. Everyone forced to use their summons as 369 comes back in. Knight is the hero of this fight for TOP.
Oh!
Still alive, still full health, and the realm of the Shy is outie. And Rookie's caught out as well, but somehow back to the distortion. Chakula even slowed down on the way out. And for TOP, that fight was a miracle send.
Nah, he just got tricked by the clone on the LeBlanc one. You know, chose the wrong person, but of course the other one was an arm's reach. I was shocked that Invictus Gaming chose that fight. They didn't have the setup there, and support wasn't there as well. Just doubling down through the teleport, and ultimately is TOP finding a way back into the game.
I was going to ask you before, what happens if TOP can't find their miracle pick, can't find the fight and early skirmish they need with this composition? Well, someone like Knight, good scaling potential on the Corki, almost has that first item after getting sidetracked by the Hex Drinker, and in this fight was a big deal.
I love the call simply through XX to say I'm not taking that threat. I want to be able to double down. If we just stay inside the pick, we can force down anyone that comes through. Because the majority of the gold is on Rek'Sai. And Rek'Sai, if he goes in, gets buffed up. It's so easy to be able to just nail him down. Knight also just goes over the wall there, so he has the terrain to play through. Just a smart fight from TOP to come right back in.
It's not like Rookie or the Shy have big CS leads in lane. They got the help of Ning, but he took the majority of the gold. So those first items were just getting built up, but now fully completed. And Knight, after that fight, has a Trinity Force on top of that already built Hex Drinker.
There we go, man. I think at this point, if you're TOP, you just want to look for splitting sides. I like the fact that you're seeing Knight go towards the top lane. He won't be able to take down the Rise in any sense, but being able to eat the wave is always good because he gets the full experience, can find himself getting towards his rapid fire cannon so much sooner. Hex Drinker stalls that out just a little bit, but of course, as long as they have time, then they can be able to do it. It just really means that he needs to rotate to be able to defend this mid lane push that Invictus Gaming can keep forcing on them.
Right. So far, it has been a bloody game. The stat you were looking at before was bloodiness at 15 as far as I'm concerned. So Invictus Gaming, it continues to drive forward, but slowed down by TOP, as we mentioned. You're mentioning rapid fire cannon there for Knight. Of course, that'll be the next build path, but for the Corki, has maintained so much stability here. When TOP, it's been chaos in other lanes.
I always wonder about the item choices, because if you're this far behind, or at least getting pushed in consistent, I've been seeing Static Shiv come in so you can at least get an extra pushing wave before you come in and help your team. So it's nice to be able to get more rotations there for your squad, and of course it's an extra bit of damage. It's always nice to have. But of course you lose out in the range. So I want to be able to see what TOP can do, because right now they're playing well defensively.
Yeah, they really are.
Strong from them.
Finally being able to clear out some of this Riverside vision that's been haunting them all game long as we move towards that 20-minute mark and towards the first Baron of the game. You got yourself a nice lead on Woken in the lane by about 10 CS, but the kills distribute that very differently. It's actually even in gold, to be surprising.
Righteous Glory there for Rise. A lot of it from Invictus Gaming standpoint. Ever since that fight, they've just been trying to get to their item breakpoints.
Yep.
Jackie Love seems like he's fairly close towards getting his Rage Blade, which is nice to have. Getting your 2 items like these, so you can actually take the fights. And XX is going to be the person you're looking towards. Can you stand strongly in these fights? Going Warriors on Olaf is a risk, but of course, looking at Cinderhulk and saying that it's just item inefficient really early on, and a lot of these games are just decided off of just these one fights, right? So I like the fact that he's going towards Warriors into Black Cleaver, but if he's going to be shut down really early on, it's going to be based off these 2 item points that right now you're starting to see from Jack 11.
It's been a lot more common around the world as well for Olaf's now taking the Warriors. So I like the aggressive choice at the very least.
Yes.
XX has always remained ahead in CS in this game. The clear speed, of course. I'm curious to do the math on that, see what's actually faster. But assume Warriors in the early part of the game. Let's talk about scaling element of Cinderhulk. Rookie playing very frisky here, all the way up to the side of TOP as 369 tries to lock him down. Still without a first item on that, Jace.
Already moving towards the next dragon. And while it's Cloud Dragon, just talk about how difficult it is to be moving towards Baron with the compositions that we're seeing from both teams. I think Rise really helps out in Victus Gaming with the machine gun element, so he has the damage there. But neither team can really stand on top of Baron buff as it's hitting them. They don't have that tank to be able to support that level of pick potential. So they're just going to be sitting right here, see if it can give them a pick.
TFP tried to do before, didn't work out. IG walking towards it, but playing very safe. As that's the Void Seeker to lock them down, or at least find out who's there. Just back away.
There's going to be a lot of damage coming in from Knight. Has the BF sword there ready, so it seems like he's going towards the Infinity Edge next instead of the attack speed item. Which means that you got to respect that, man. Maybe he gets his crit off, finishes it up.
That's right, he's already bursting down Rookie. I mean, Rookie cannot face him at the moment. He's still the hope here for TOP. Waiting in this brush, IG eventually going to get towards the river, but slowed on down here by TOP's movements, while the Shy just hits up this Cloud Dragon, tries to reset it. I'll see what comes up next, because TOP so far picked up the Elementals.
Roll that dice!
And now, a Mountain's coming up.
That's going to do really good for TOP. I think you should be able to get packaged the next time Dragon comes up, and if that's the case, then you have double Mount Dragon. You can play around Baron buff a lot more consistently.
Yep.
They were afraid of trying to just be on Baron, play through it for a lot longer, but if they have the ability to clear through it pretty quickly while having the Callista, so how do you challenge that? Question mark that IG will have. That's really good for TOP. So suddenly, they're saying, okay, we'll play towards bot side. Have some wards on Baron buff so we don't get it stuck against us. But as long as we have the wards there so we can play with our Callista and Thresh hooks, try and see if we get a pick while next Dragon's coming up, it's a viable strategy.
Easy to maintain vision in the river as well with the Sentinels that Loken can deploy. He's shown us that in the bottom side moments ago against the Shy, as he's just moved to the bottom side of the map, trying to split up the map a little bit more for IG as the 1-3-1 now in effect. Got a lot of time on their side in the slower paced game that IG play. Looks more beneficial.
Base check.
The 369. Remember we were talking about safety here, Raz? Well, this time we're not going to see it. XX over the wall, looking for Rookie, but he has to sorts out the jungler. Saves his top lane, and 369 did not want to die again.
He went in just because he had XX. But if you're just talking about how Knight and 369 fare up against the Shy and Rookie, the Shy and Rookie just have the experience advantage. They have the one-level lead here, so they can just look for these opportunities to get the kill. And 369, even though it didn't turn into a kill, it turns into him having the base. So that just means that they can find the opportunities to place down more control wards topside. It's actually TLP getting more pressure there just because Thresh is in the area, but you just got to watch out there.
See, because it's still hovering around the top side here. 369 back to the bottom side to split out the farm. 40 CS behind in this lane, 2,000 gold behind of the Shy, and I'll say it's been a pretty quiet game for the Shy, but that's because OnRise doesn't need to do anything more. He's already got his 2 items, and he can safely sit here while the rest of TOP look to bait out the pick from IG.
Get out of here. This is a much slower game than we've been kind of expecting from TOP versus IG. They're incredibly respectful teams, and that's the adaptation that I love from TOP in particular.
Yeah.
Because what we saw in the first 3 weeks from TOP was them just smashing lane and phase. I think even in the series that they lost versus IG, they were the team that was like, well, we win quick and we lose quick, right? Teleport into the backline, maybe we get another team fight win just based off our raw mechanics. But they respect IG's mechanical outplay possibilities, so they're not willing to make that extra bit of risk when they can just play to their comp. Say that, no, Knight can just be able to pick up his second item, try and find opportunities to get either, some poke damage on Jackie Love and Rookie and change the tide of that.
We got a good look at this when TOP went up against FPX in that game 3. Very paced out, very calm TOP that deferred them from other parts of the split. Right now, that patience is still coming through. 24 minutes in the game. Mountain Dragon will be coming up in about 3 to 4 minutes. Now still around the Baron, making sure that IG do not have full vision control.
I love the fact that IG are just, even though the Colonel's not, he sees my way on this one as well.
Okay.
Void Staff is coming through from both solo lanes. Void Staff was already picked up from Rookie, so all the damage he was placing, he wants it to last. We already saw the Hex Drinker coming out from legitimately all of the carries from TOP.
Yeah.
And so the Shy is recognizing that and saying, okay, I was probably going to go Rylai's Crystals, that was something else. like Morel and Amicon, but this time around just going to the
Oh, they're finally found Logan in the middle, caught out, deleted before the fight can start off. Invictus Gaming now has the numbers advantage with Pro-Wolf in there. Two members take it. It's Ning, it's the Shy, the Rise, full frontal with the Righteous Glory, and he's taken down Ben as well. Invictus Gaming, when they pull the trigger, they mean it.
That was fast, and that's Logan and Ben down. They can just play through the Baron buff, and they have ways to just go back for the fight. Eyes on Battleland to see if they can get another pick.
Well, Rookie is zoning them off, and XX still that same level as Ning, but as they're hitting the Baron, Invictus Gaming are taking it down fast. No Mountain Dragon, no worries. As Knight chunked down to half, the shock blast comes through. Rookie goes into Clone, but the Baron taken by Invictus Gaming while Knight chunks out Rookie once again. They'll take the scuttle to go, and this time it's takeaway because IG have gotten everything they need.
Great decision from IG on that Baron. Whenever you're talking about 50-50, you ask yourself, is the enemy team in position for that? Are they respecting the fight too much? Because what you saw was Battleland saying, okay, I'll channel up my time. I have flash, I can look for the play. Didn't see it coming, but Logan trying to clear the next wave before he even crashes into his own. Yeah. Easy pick off there. So really you got to look at Logan and say, what are you doing in that position?
Kind of the show of, it's not about inexperience anymore, it's just about strength individually.
I'll also just say impatience. The game has been going much slower than it has in the regular season for either of these.
That's very true.
And so when you're just looking at what your comp has to deliver and saying that, okay, Knight has his items, maybe we can find an extra pick.
I mean, it's just happening again. 369, caught between Brush, caught between Vision. And IG find themselves another summoner. Backing away from the bottom lane, a Mountain Dragon to be secured, and XX is a little bit slow to the party. Looking for a steal here from Knight, but the missile barrage not aimed at the Dragon, instead taken away as Jackie has to escape as well.
They're going to be forcing IG away from the mid lane. They already had the mid lane push. It won't turn into anything, unless if the poke comes through from IG, but just a good way to essentially say, IG, you need to respect our champions, but it's not turning into anything. Invictus Gaming are just getting more. The team fight, the Baron, they can go back in the lane. Bot lane is looking good for them as well. They can just go straight towards these side lane matchups and immediately, or at least the side lane, and immediately pressure the inner turret.
So IG now just going down the mid lane instead. This is going to be pretty hard for TOP to contest. Knight, of course, relying on the wave clear in the level 15. He goes forward, almost takes Logan with him, but here comes Bing, the Void Rush secured, goes Goblin with the stopwatch. He'll be played back, but you know what? That's Bing style, 1 for 1. IG says thank you.
He's just looking back to his team. Anybody can help me? Do we have a threat?
Not this time. Rookie's still at half health as well, but wants to find another pickoff.
Alright, well, they still have pressure here. Losing a Baron buff, you always say that's going to suck. Like, what does that turn into? But that also means that Logan, the primary wave clear for their squad, and carry, just says that TOP now they know they cannot fight.
He's still back in for TOP. They're confident they can save him, and Knight shouldn't be. He'll take the Dark Passage away, and for the IG Baron, it continues forward. XX almost gets bursted down as well.
All the while, 369 is trying to get something for his team. He knows that he can't fight with his squad, so he's like, maybe I can get some chip lane on top lane turret, just completely negate some pressure so they can't just go off towards top lane and start to focus the top lane inner turret. That's a good decision. I appreciate that, and his team recognized that and said, we're just going to give away the inner tower. We already lost a man on that one. Just take a look at the very beginning of this play, because when moment you see Rookie go right in on you, you know that he has skill potential. I was just surprised that Ning followed up. Honestly, even with the extra lifesteal that the AD carry had in that position, Logan certainly wanted to go back to base. He did not want to stay in the area, and I just thought that they got the job done. You didn't have to put in the extra member to get the kill, but you know how Ning operates.
Yeah. In and only in. You know how IG operates, for that matter, as well.
Yeah.
They'll continue to make a play. They'll continue, if the decision's right or wrong, they don't care. They'll do it. And for Ning, it's a 4-2 and 4 Rek'Sai, so why not? He has 2 items, feeling pretty confident. And for IG, for that matter, they've had the 5k gold lead for a while. The Baron buff has come to an end, and being able to push down 2 mid lane turrets has once again opened the map up. You got no strength coming next, and TFB like, we don't want that. So let's just try and get the dice rolling, but it's a bit too late.
They're a type of team that, even if they're even in gold, they look towards how the lanes are being set up. And that's their way they find themselves having their advantage. And already looking towards how, Rookie is leaning bot side, playing towards the Shy. They were just saying, just in case 369 is there, we can look for a kill. So the lanes are certainly in Invictus Gaming's favor. And the composition means that, if the Shy is trying to look for a mid lane fight, he has the chance to do that. There's just no wards there for TOP. So a lot of kill threat here from him.
It's so dangerous for TOP right now because there's all the gap closed in the world. And TOP are never safe, even from a brush away. People like Rookie, Ning, and even the Shy with Righteous Glory. On to 369, looking for a solo kill. Rookie interrupts. Never mind that, because the kill's already gone down. And Invictus Gaming charge on in. As the AoE from the Shy starts knocking down doors. Rookie joins the fight. We find Loken in another tomb. Ben also goes to the funeral. For TOP, they only get one. But IG wipe the blue side.
The Shy knew he could take that fight. Still held on to his flash on that one, and he was holding on to his Seraph shield just in case it got to the latter half of that fight. So they drew that one out. It's like, my team is coming. They got the killing blow now.
For Invictus Gaming, remember, no domestic title, but they're world champions. And in this first game, they played like it. They'll jump on the Nexus, and they'll jump on this series hard with a 1-0 start.
This looks identical to week one. The last time they faced, it was Invictus Gaming.